Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with InvestFourMore, and this is a house flip we have been working on for a few months now. This was a super intense flip that needed a lot of work, and we are making progress on it. We're going to show you the before video, what it needed, how rough it was, and then we're going to show you where we're at right now. We have done a lot of things to this property, and we also tried out a few new things in this property that we have not done before. Now, this was a post-occupancy agreement purchase, which has gotten me into some trouble before in the past, but this one actually went okay. So how that works is you make an offer, seller accepts it, but the seller has a few weeks or sometimes longer to stay in the home after closing. So we bought it. They had 2 weeks to stay, and I think they were only there a week. They left. There was no problem, no issues. But we've had other issues where sellers have refused to stay. We've had to go through evictions. It can be crazy. So we're able to get really good deals by taking on, terms and clauses like this. This is a wholesale deal, but it comes with some risk. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But this house, like I said, was pretty rough. It did have hardwood floors, but there was wood paneling all over. We couldn't decide whether to take that or keep it in the beginning, but we did end up taking it out. We gutted this bathroom completely. It was pretty rough. Did not keep that. Is that a bidet thing? Not sure. That was rough. This house needed quite a bit, and it was actually lived in when we bought it. I believe there may have been tenants in it, and the tenants may have been the ones who needed the post-occupancy agreement. But the pink room did not stay pink. And something we tried different on this one is we refinished the hardwood floors ourselves. Our contractors did it. We did not hire another company out to do it like we normally do. And that actually worked out really well because we've got a couple companies we've been using. One is really cheap but not real good at it, and the other is really expensive and takes forever. So this kind of worked out, hopefully, the best of both worlds. This kitchen also was gutted. We love to try and keep kitchens if we can. We love to try and keep bathrooms if we can. In this house, it just did not make sense. They were really rough, in really bad shape. And worse in the upstairs was the basement, which was very dingy, very old, lots of holes in the walls, and just beautiful. But you can see it has not seen much love for a long time. I don't know if anybody was living down here or they just had this vacant. It could be set up as a 2-unit property. We're not going to do that. We are going to add kind of some counters and maybe a couple of cabinets in the basement if someone wants to do that, but we're not going to set up the whole full unit. It could have a separate entrance off the back, but you'd have to divide them a little bit more than what we're going to do. And honestly, there's not that big of a difference between a 2-unit and a 1-unit in this area. Price-wise, if interest rates were to drop a bunch, maybe multi-units would be worth a little more, but for right now, it's worth about the same as if it was a single-family home. I think that was just years and years of cigarette smoke on the walls. And then, yes, we've got a absolutely beautiful bathroom in this bedroom. And I really wanted to try and figure out a way to make this bathroom accessible, not just through the bedroom, but with its layout and where everything was set up. That just was not going to work. But yes, we did gut this bathroom too. We did not save this beautiful, well laid out gem here. And the reason we could not make this connect to the rest of the house was because right over here is right behind your washer and dryer, your furnace, and it just would have taken too much rearranging, and it just really wouldn't have made sense to change everything around and move everything. So we left it as it is, but everything is so much nicer now, and it really made a huge difference. Just we did windows, trim, paint, flooring, doors, kitchen, bath. I think the HVAC had quite a bit of work done to it. There's a lot going on in this property. So here's what it looks like today. It is getting close to being finished. A lot of the paint is done. The trim is done. The windows are in. Huge windows. Those were very expensive. The hardwood floors are done. The fixtures are done. There was a lot done to this house. A lot of our flips lately have been more cosmetic, not super involved. This was not one of them. This was a very involved flip with a lot of work being done. And we paid $216,000 for this property. So I would not have done this flip if there wasn't plenty of room to work with. We paid $216,000 for it, and then it should be worth in the $380,000 range. So it should have plenty of room even after we spend, $50,000-$60,000 on this rehab, maybe even a little more based on everything we had to do with bathrooms, kitchens, windows. I do believe the roof was okay, so at least one thing was okay on this house. But as you can see, we're getting closer and closer. Kind of weird how the outlet is right there where your mirror wants to be. I feel like stuff like that just works out all the time. Not sure exactly why, but we'll figure that out later. Like I said, there were so many windows in this house too. Not only were they huge windows, they're everywhere, especially in the kitchen and the kind of breakfast nook area. Kitchen should be in soon. We're waiting for that to come in, and counters and appliances and all of that. And then, that'll be one of the last things we need to do, really. And then, of course, we've got the basement, which looks so much better. We also had to do a bunch of work on the garage, too. I didn't show it in this video. I did in the last video we did in this house. But the garage was rough, and kind of surprised it was still standing. But it is still standing. It is well supported now. We still have to get some garage doors for it, but it's got a 2-car detached garage. And I'll try and link to that video to show you what we did there. But that's looking much better as well. And the basement looks so much better than it did. It was, well, you saw it. It was rough. So it's so much nicer and brighter. And the doors and trim will make a huge difference once we're done with those. So can't wait to see everything really come together. But yeah, it's getting close now. I know I showed this house before we had some of the trim and doors, and it looked pretty bland and real boring because you didn't have that contrast with the trim. But now it's looking much better now that that's up and going in. Like I said, we'll put a few cabinets in that area, maybe a countertop and sink, but we're not going to do a full huge kitchen or anything. And then this could be a second unit if somebody really wants to do that, but we're not going to go to that work. This is that other room. We did add just a closet, real simple, easy closet. And in the bathroom, we laid out so much better. We actually have a real shower, not a tiny one, and room to maneuver in there. So that's the house. We're getting closer. And once we're all done, we'll have another video. We may or may not stage it. We'll cross that bridge when it's time to cross it. And that hopefully will be in just a few weeks away. And then we've got lots of other stuff to do with the laundromats, the car wash, our other flips, commercial properties. I'm making offers on some new rental properties. We'll see how that goes. And we'll have a lot of cool content coming up.